Morning.
Morning.
Good to see
Hello.
you. 11 o'clock has come, Wednesday morning. It is time for a coffee catch up. That was a little cheesy, like it was some
Yeah.
kind of ad or something. Yeah, let's start that again. Welcome. No, it's really good to see you guys. Welcome to our fifth coffee and catch up, and really good to see you. Good to see you, Leslie. Good to have you with us this morning. We're really glad to have you. It's been great to connect with some of you virtually in church online this week and through Zoom. Hey, Steph. And also just to be able to catch up with you a little bit virtually. We're missing you. We wish we could be with you in person, but glad we get to be able to do that in some way over the week. So.
Yeah. Hope you've got a cup of tea, coffee. Great to see you guys. Lorna,
Yeah.
hello, welcome. And just wanted to put it out there, if you've been connecting with us recently on Church Online, if we haven't met you before, we would really love to meet you, let you know a bit more about us. If you go over to our website, foilvineyard.co.uk / and then just click on I'm New.
Yeah.
We'll get a wee welcome pack out to you with just some more information. But just want to say you're welcome. It's great to have you for our coffee and catch up today.
Yeah, these are fun. We enjoy them. Hope you enjoy them too and connect with us. Has anybody had a lockdown party? So obviously not with people in person, but a virtual
A
one.
legal one.
Or one in your household. And maybe like me, you've had a birthday during lockdown and you've had to celebrate. I had mine at the very beginning. And it kind of got lost in all the chaos. So you know what we decided? That I thought it would be a good idea. We just celebrated again. Like in the middle of April or May or whatever it was. So we had a second party, which I just think is fair enough. Do you know what I mean? So maybe you've had a couple of different parties. What have been your lockdown parties? It's good though, isn't it? Like it's really important to celebrate and to mark moments, whether it's a birthday or just being alive or just that it's a Wednesday. Whatever it is that you get to celebrate, it's really important. We love to celebrate. It's actually really spiritual practice. It's something that God does. It's something that He's involved with and that we want to do together. So
Yeah. Oh, there's the door. Do you want to get it?
yeah, is that the postman?
It's the
We were
door.
worried the postman might come, but you know what, it's super
Go
exciting.
get it. Okay, this is fun. But yeah, we just wanted to say that, it's really important to celebrate, right? And actually, as Ben said there, it's actually God's idea to celebrate. I have been ruminating over this idea quite a lot this week, and think back to the Bible, think back to Genesis in the beginning and days of creation. What is God?
No, you know what's hilarious? It's quite disappointing really because there's builders outside and they're banging on the ground knocking.
So it wasn't even
and
the
you
postman?
caused to knock on the door, which is hilarious because I was so up for whatever you get. You know, like the moments that someone calls at your door, it's like the best moment of the day. It's like a time to celebrate, and then felt deeply let down. But maybe the postman will arrive later, so that's okay. Sorry, I interrupted you, but
Okay,
just thought
so-
I'd give people an update because I know you're really interested in it.
So we're talking about celebrating, and we'll try to bring this back to a point. But essentially, what we're talking about is that it's God's idea to celebrate. And you think about creation. What did God do at the end of every day? He said it was good. And He had that as a rhythm every day. After He created something else, He looked back and He said it was good.
Yeah.
And the people of the Old Testament, they were fabulous at celebrating. They were fabulous at marking moments. Whenever God broke out, whenever there was He did something, He rescued them, they marked it as a moment, like Passover. They marked it every year. They passed on those stories to their family, to the generations. They marked God's goodness. They marked His faithfulness. And we can see that over and over again. God broke out in a dream with Job, and what did He do? He built a pillar of stones to mark that moment because it was important. Or this one in Nehemiah that I've been looking at a lot this week. It's like the people, they were getting tired, they were weary, they were rebuilding the walls. And what did Nehemiah do? He called them to a party. He told them to get good food. He told them to get drinks. He told them to celebrate. And it probably was the last thing they felt like doing that moment. But Nehemiah had said that really, what's become a really famous verse now. He says, the joy of the Lord is your strength.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so good to celebrate. I noticed some of you been celebrating anniversaries, baking cakes. It's really good. Yeah, it's so important. And so with that in mind, regardless of whether you've actually got a birthday or anything important to celebrate this week, we want to invite you and call you to actually step into celebration this week, to find ways to celebrate, to thank God for what He's done. Some of you, that's super easy, like any excuse for a good party, you're in there straight away, no problems at all. You don't need it, you don't need a reason. As some of us, we find that a little bit harder, especially in this season with lockdown, you know, it can feel like all we can think about are the things that are missing, or the things that we don't have, or the things that are uncertain, and quite quickly we can slip in just to being negative perhaps, or not realizing what God has given us, and so it can be difficult to celebrate. And especially if you don't feel like it, sometimes celebration can seem a little bit difficult. But celebration is an act of worship. At its heart, it's a thing of gratitude. We get to thank God for who He is, for what He's done. And no matter what's going on around us, we always have reason to celebrate. And one of the things we love to do at the Vineyard and across the church is just to celebrate through worship, often through singing. It's something that engages our bodies, our emotions, our voices in thanksgiving to God for who He is and for what He's done and for what He's like. And so we always have reason to celebrate, all right?
Yeah, absolutely. We can celebrate in any given moment. And what we're doing with that is we're thanking God for His goodness, right? Because we've so many things to be thankful for. For loved ones, for a roof over our head, for plenty to eat. But also we get to celebrate where God rescued us. We get to celebrate where He brought us through tough patches. We get to celebrate where He brought us through times where maybe we just got a bit stuck. We can even celebrate we've made it to week 10 of lockdown. You know, we did it. There's so many reasons. You're weird.
Thanks.
The Bible says, you know, there's this lovely verse, getting back to point, and make sure you're taking me off point today, big time. Anyway, there's this lovely verse in the Gospel of John, and it just says that out of God's abundance we have received gift upon gift upon gift. I love that.
Yeah, that is so good. Really, really good. And sometimes, I don't know about you, it feels like days are bleeding into other days. I think one of our kids asked us the other day, what day is it, Daddy? And I was like, I don't know what day is it. And it can feel like, there's maybe chaotic moments, more being demanded of you. It does require real intention to celebrate. You have to actually plan it into your day, to your week, if you want to celebrate and mark those moments that are important, especially if you don't feel like it when you wake up. Maybe some days you wake up and it's like, another day of lockdown, Groundhog Day, here we go, and you don't feel like worshiping. Actually, that's the moment it's really important to step into celebration. Sometimes celebrating is actually an act of faith. It's an act of choice to rejoice in God. The Bible actually invites us to do that, to choose to celebrate even when things are going crazy around us.
Yeah, so this week we wanted to invite you to push into celebration. That's what we're doing as a family. We want to call you as a community, as people here, to push into that too. And you know, it could be for any reason. You could have a celebration because you made it to week 10 of lockdown. You could celebrate it just because today's a Wednesday. But we wanted to give you some ideas as well. So our first one is, well, do you know what this Sunday is? It's very special. This Sunday is Pentecost Sunday. Like, that's a reason to celebrate, right? That's a day where we celebrate, where God's presence, God's Holy Spirit broke out and is available to us. You know, and if you've ever experienced the Holy Spirit before, you'll know that's life-changing. You know, that moment changes everything. You know, so that is a day to celebrate. And we have got some very exciting news to announce. You heard it here first. But this Sunday at church, we have the absolutely amazing Ellie Mumford sharing with us. You know, John and Ellie Mumford, they are the ones who came and planted the Vineyard Church in the UK. And Ellie Mumford is an incredible lady, and the Holy Spirit is just filled with her, and she shares him so beautifully. So we'd love to invite you to join us on Sunday morning, 10:30, on Church Online, or else here on the Facebook page, and you'll get to hear some of what she has to share for us in this season.
Yeah, it'd be really good.
But then we wanted to push that a bit further and say, why don't, as cheesy as it may sound, let's go with it, why don't you have a Pentecost party? With your household, or if you're living by yourself, why not reach out virtually with someone, have good food, have a cup of coffee, maybe play games, whatever it is for you. But why don't we push in to intentionally celebrate Pentecost Sunday? Let's mark it as a moment.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's so good. So don't miss that, and get your meal in for whatever you want to do on that. That would be really good. The second thing we want to invite you to do is to create a weekly rhythm of celebration. And maybe you already do this. In the Bible, it's often called Sabbath, and it was basically a time where people would engage in a day that was marked for rest, but it wasn't just rest, it was marked for enjoyment with God, marked for his presence, and for those that were close to you to engage with him and to enjoy that. So I want to invite you to create a day each week where you can actually practice celebration and mark it out for rest and for enjoyment. Maybe cook a really nice meal, maybe go for a walk by the water, find something that you enjoy doing, maybe sit in the garden reading a book, play a game as a family if you're in a household. Do something that enables you to connect with God and enjoy him, and remind yourself that the world is going on, but right now all you need to do is be and let God be present with you. Create a rhythm for celebrating each week.
Yeah, whatever helps you engage with God and his presence, just do it.
Yeah, that's good.
Last thing we wanted to say was engage with worship. Worship celebration, right? It's gratitude. It builds something within you. And if you're part of our church family, Foyle Vineyard, we absolutely love worshiping in person and Sundays. And yes, we can't do that at the minute, but we can worship. We can push into worship. We can push into celebrating God and his goodness and who he is. So why not put Spotify on, iTunes, or you can go to our Foyle Vineyard Church YouTube channel. Our worship guys have made some beautiful playlists there that you can use, and just spend time in songs that speak of God's goodness, speak of the wonder of God, and just allow you to engage with that. And why not make that a daily rhythm? That no matter what's going on, that you're intentionally celebrating God and celebrating who he is with worship.
It's amazing that when you choose to engage in celebration, when you choose to engage in thanksgiving towards God, even if you don't feel like it in the moment, it just starts to change our perspective. It shapes our mood. It actually opens us to God. You can wake up, like I sometimes call, like a grumpy bear, and just go out and take a moment and engage your body and your mind in worship, and it just shifts that mood, and it opens your heart to God, and it opens your heart to others. So why not try that this week? Try some of those rhythms, and it's God's idea to celebrate. Like, we love that he created us for celebration, to enjoy the things that he's made. And in fact, I want to read a passage or section from the Bible which just talks about this, because not only does God celebrate with us, not only has he created us to celebrate, but it also says that he celebrates over us. I want to read it. It's Zephaniah 3 verse 17 and 18. It says this: "The Lord your God is in your midst, a mighty one who will save. He will rejoice over you with gladness. He will quiet you by his love. He will exult over you with loud singing." Love that. Like, not just quiet, but loud singing. "I will gather those of you who mourn for a festival, so that you will no longer suffer reproach." And maybe you feel a bit like you're in mourning, but actually God wants to invite you to a festival to actually engage you in rejoicing and in celebration, even in this moment. I love that. Really good.
I love that too. God rejoices with us and God rejoices over us. That's brilliant. So why not find some time this week to celebrate? Push into worship, push into gratitude, irrespective of how you're feeling. We're going to do that too, and we'll catch up next week about how it's going. But it's been so good to be with you again this week for our Episcopal Coffee and Catch Up. Hope you'll join us on Sunday for our Pentecost Sunday as family, as we get to hear Ellie. It's going to be fab.
Definitely don't want to miss that. It'll be really good. And don't let us know some of the ideas that you have for what you're doing for a party. I know some of you had like a chosen party where you were watching that. There was anniversaries and stuff. So things that you have that you
send
enjoy.
us a selfie if you're doing it.
Why not?
Go for it.
We love to see that. And just there's something about encouraging celebration as we see others celebrate. It just creates joy in our lives, and it's really good. So really good to be with you. We're gonna sign off here in a moment, but really good to have you, and have a great week. Praying for you guys, praying that God meets you as you choose to celebrate and rejoice in him. And send us a little text or something. Keep in touch with us. And if you're new, make sure you connect on the I'm New section of our website. Great.
Love you lots. Have a great rest of the Wednesday.
Indeed. See you later. Bye.